Okay, I'm sorry. Hello. We'll do it live.
I'm sorry. Hello.
My bad. What's up?
That sounds like all my greetings with an apology. I like that. What's up, Jamie?
It's your goodbyes are with apologies. I'm so sorry. Goodbye. I'm sorry about everything. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna leave that right there.
Hello, man.
What's up?
Greetings.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm telling you, y'all. If y'all don't know how to host, Jamie, you should host a masterclass in hosting.
Man, I need to host myself. This is a pretty good wine, actually.
It is delicious.
The Audacity.
So, hello everyone. Welcome to the Audacity Podcast. As you can see, maybe you've heard, we have a guest.
Yes, a very special guest. Artist, icon, musician, engineer, producer, et cetera. Jaguar Provo, what's up, man?
What's up? How y'all doing, family?
What's up, man?
Pretty good, blessed.
What's up?
The wine is helping.
Why don't you tell our listeners and viewers a little bit about yourself and how you kind of came on your journey?
Yeah.
Should we get started now, or?
Yeah,
Okay.
So again, thank y'all for having me, man. I am an artist, a creative, stay here in Atlanta. I work primarily in music. So I have a couple albums out there. I mean, if you have a chance to look me up on Spotify or Apple Music, whatever it is your DSP, check me out. So I've been working in music. I run a record label as well. It's called the New Molly Empire. A couple business partners that, run circles that I think mutually we all kind of know as well. But yeah, so, that's what my journey is right now.
Nice. And you also attended one of the greatest universities
For sure.
in the Western Hemisphere.
Okay.
Right. The Georgia Southern University,
Yes,
which is
sir.
how I know you, because we were friends since back then. Long time ago.
Long
What's
time.
today? 2022?
Yeah.
Y'all old. That's crazy.
I was about to say, let's not talk numbers. Let's not talk numbers. Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna get more into the music and everything
Sure.
a little bit later. But we just want to give you that little preview so you have a reason to stick around. So, with that being said, I don't know. Let's go ahead and just see how we do.
Yeah, let's recap. You want me to go? You want to go?
Okay.
Because I can go.
You're just gonna go on about.
We gonna recap it.
Go ahead.
Okay.
What we got going on?
So I don't know if y'all been watching anything. The shit's crazy.
Everywhere.
Shit is crazy. So I recently took a vacation. I was in Orlando because I just really needed to get away, to be honest. I went down to Universal and Disney and had a blast.
Oh yeah, I forgot you was going down there.
It was lit. The Airbnb we got had a heated pool. I don't know if y'all ever been in a heated pool.
I don't think so.
I had never experienced nothing that magical. I got to get in a new tax bracket so I can get one for myself.
Okay.
It was elite.
Is it like a jacuzzi?
No, they had a jacuzzi and then they had a heated pool.
What?
They had both.
Now here's a question though: was it a heated, salted pool?
It was
See.
saltwater pool.
You was
elite.
Balling. Yeah, you was balling.
It was.
I can't get those. I forgot.
Oh, gotcha. It'll get you. Yeah.
I'm
Well, for you, that's okay. They got the chlorine ones. They can still heat that bitch up.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, it was amazing. And let me tell you, I needed it after walking around those fucking parks. Amusement parks are fun, but they always remind you how old you are.
Jesus.
You don't never know how old you are till you walk around a fucking amusement park.
You definitely find out. They'll
My
let you
knee
know.
still fucking hurts, yo.
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
It's
medical.
Did you go through like multiple parks?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Universal, we did both parks in one day. Foolish. Don't do it. 10 out of 10 would not recommend. Don't do it. A fool. We got there like at 9 a.m. to leave till 9 p.m.
Whoa.
Bro, one of the girls with us, she was a Fitbit. She was like, these Fitbits, they be out here. She was a Fitbit. She was like, I got my Fitbit, my Apple Watch. She was like, can you believe we've done 30,000 steps? And as soon as she said it, my knee shut down.
Right.
I said, shut the fuck up. Stop talking to me.
Don't tell my body what it's doing.
I didn't need to know stats. I'm not an athlete. I'm not tracking shit.
What are these metrics?
It was crazy.
Metadata about walking.
It was wild. And then the next day we went to Disney. Foolish. So it was amazing. I will tell y'all though, if y'all gonna go to Disney, bro, y'all need to go to Animal Kingdom. I don't know if you ain't never been. That shit is fire.
When I went to Animal Kingdom, it might have been a bit different. This was, eons ago. I was like 12 or 8.
Gotcha.
One of those.
In the range.
In that range. In that 12-8 range. And animals just was not having a good time. I don't think they had adapted the environment that well.
Because they weren't used to being stole yet.
No.
They're like, nigga, this is not Africa.
See, this is now it's generational. So these animals have been bred in there.
Right. They don't know nothing different.
It was dope though.
Elite. First of all, they got the animals just walking around. Didn't know that. That shit's really like Africa.
Oh yeah.
Like the niggas had cages, and then they chose if they wanted to be in their cage or not. That was different.
Okay.
Like I saw a flamingo. I said, damn, that's crazy. And then he hopped over the fence and would just walk around the park. I said, wow. Let me not go where the bear's at, because I was like, y'all not containing them appropriately. Yeah. Also, they got the Avatar rides there. That shit is lit. The Flight of the Pandora.
Oh, really?
You seen the movie Avatar?
What?
I mean, amazing. Yeah. You know, in the movie, them blue niggas, because I don't know the proper terminology. Them blue, you know, you gotta be PC. Them blue niggas. Yeah. They was on top of them like big whatever bird niggas. You get to ride a bird nigga in the park.
Oh, what?
That shit was elite.
Oh my God.
Bruh, they set you up, they scan you, they turn you into a blue nigga in the ride. Whoa. Then you get in this fucking bike, and you know, I was like, okay, whatever, it's gonna be some dumb shit. You get in the bike lock you in the back. Like some shit raises up and just lock you in place. And the man goes, if you're afraid of heights or intense rides, please let me know now. And then he left. He didn't even let me let him know. He didn't let me let him know. And then that shit just transports you, and the shit starts breathing. What? It was like, I was like, yo, give me all. I'm not gonna hold you. I was like, yo, I'm not ready.
I do not consent.
I didn't know Disney real magical. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. You gotta get on that shit. It was fire.
I gotta get down there again. Yeah, I hadn't been there since we had checked out that Harry Potter park.
Elite.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brandis.
Shout out to Brandis. Birthday coming up one day. Were you finished?
I'm done.
Okay.
How you been?
Okay, I didn't know we was doing that.
Yeah, me
I thought we was recapping. How I've been and recap.
You're right. I'm sorry.
To recap, everything's been going well. We're in a new Audacious Studios. We've been upgraded.
Gang.
I don't know if you guys can hear. We're still working out the sounds and the kinks, but got my floor done.
It's nice in here, bro.
Took up the carpet. You know, one reason only. Josie kept pooping on the carpet.
Yeah. Dogs will make you change your life.
They make you change everything. Yep. You're like, oh yeah, we need to knock down this whole wall. Did that. Went to a friend of mine's 50th birthday party. Actually, he's a friend of the podcast.
He is.
One of our audacious experts,
yes.
Dwayne Boyd. He had his 50th birthday. Actor, etc.
Acting coach of the stars.
Exactly.
Raising Dion, that's him, y'all. Exactly. Season 2 is fire. Check it out.
Yeah. Remember something. But yeah, he had his 50th birthday party, and I wasn't on the guest list until last minute, and I cannot believe I almost missed this event,
bro.
It was a show, bro. You saw the
bro. I was on your IG living, like I was like, what the fuck is gonna happen next,
man, bro?
I got mad when you stopped recording.
He started it. He had like a 007 kind of a theme. No Time to Die. His thing was No Time to Age.
Fire.
And he had like a short film that he had like shot kind of based off of the movie, so like a lot of the scenes mirrored the movie. And I was in it. He had called me up last minute, like, yo man, you trying to be in this short? I was
Come
like,
on.
I'm free. So I was able to be in the short film. You know, it reminded me of how simple sometimes the filmmaking process is. You know, sometimes first person, I get in my artistic mind about like, you know, how it needs to be or what missing parts I have, not realizing like, bro, if you got a phone, just record and go. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure as an artist, you can kind of maybe relate to sometimes, you know, overthinking the process and sure. You know, and the inputs. So, but anyway, outside of all that, the short film, you know, it debuted in front of all the people, and I was like, yo, I'm up on screen.
You were firing it. I watched it.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, it was dope.
I just played myself. You know?
Light work.
You know, best actors ain't got to act. You know what I mean? But it was cool. It was a dope time. Like I said, short film to open. He, you know, walked out after the film came on, so it was like that whole intro. He had like a choreographed, like little dance number with 4 of his homeboys and stuff like that.
Fire.
The Love Jones song.
Dion Ferris.
Yes.
I saw her. That shit was lit.
She performed.
She came out. She was a bat.
Yes.
Damn.
I said, damn, that bitch a bat now.
Bro, it was. I can't even.
Yeah, that's what's up.
No, it was fire.
Guy hosted. I'm sorry, one of the members of Guy.
What?
And he's saying, I like, that's.
Bro, I know they went crazy in there.
Man,
I went crazy in there.
Bro, I just want to say it's an honor to know you,
Bro.
because you have fucking made it, bro.
Right.
Okay, I saw you in there with Journey Smollett, and I was like, wow, that's wild.
He said,
Journey Smollett, Lovecraft Country, Selma, Lord Selma, Eve's Bayou, Hey.
oh, like, yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna edit that
We're gonna
out.
edit
We're gonna edit
it.
all
She
that
cannot
out.
hear this.
Yeah, I don't think I should be there. So, yeah,
Me and her
We're gonna blur his face.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? I have a shot to work with her one day.
But yeah, man, it was dope just being in like the room with even like other acting students and old and new, and everybody kind of just being in the same room. That's the other beta, the second dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
He
but
ain't got no manners.
no manners,
Yeah.
no manners.
Yep.
But anyway, so that was my time. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just working along.
Fire. Okay, since we have a musical guest, I have come up with some musical games.
Oh, okay.
This is a rapid fire. I always am very curious about like musicians, like what they think about the industry and artists and who influenced them. And so this is a quick way for us to peek into your brain. Okay, are you ready? Rapid fire.
Let's do it.
Okay, so go ahead. Just first thing that come to your mind. Let's go. All right. Dream collaboration.
I'm gonna say Jay-Z.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
The first CD you ever bought.
a Ludacris CD.
Which one? Do you remember?
Nah, but I do know I got in trouble for it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Was
Sounds
it the
like
one with
Ludacris.
Southern Hospitality on it?
it might have been.
Okay.
Yeah, it might have been. This was back in the days, we weren't technically buying music. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was around.
Not you though, not you.
Yeah, no, I bought music. You know what I'm saying? I
We
bought
support
it.
artists
Yeah.
on this podcast.
I bought music. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Peace all the artists.
First concert you went to.
It was a Drake concert.
Okay.
Yeah,
You said
Drake.
Drake.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Drake.
You
Young
said
Arthur.
Drake.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
A rapper you think is overrated.
Man, I know you said rapid fire, but I'm trying to think. I think overrated.
Overrated.
Take your time.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
PC.
He's like, damn, this he hot. Go
Like,
turn up that
oh,
light.
ooh.
He said, turn that light
So
down.
personally, you know
no.
what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm from Kentucky, man. So I'm
Okay.
gonna just stay with my group. I think Harlow's a little overrated. Jack Harlow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would agree. A rapper you think is underrated.
Big Crit.
I like that. Favorite female rapper.
Right now, Dream Doll.
Okay, I like you.
Yeah.
Name a non-rapper musical artist that has influenced your music.
Non-rapping musical. Lauryn Hill.
Oh yeah.
Straight up. Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah. Without question.
All right.
Without question.
Wow. What was it? What was it about some of her music that was like? Were you kind of impressed with the storytelling? Was it the lyrics? I'm just curious about the Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, no, the honesty, you know what I'm saying, in her
Honesty,
music.
authenticity.
Also being able to actually make music that is gonna be, I think, just heard more than just one time, because it's a science,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, towards the recording process, but also, building a song with the different pieces. And you gotta be able to work with all these different, artists or pieces to make one of the greatest songs that you can. And so, it's a little business work, but it's also a skill and an art. So I think her work back in that time, clearly all the Grammys she won for that album, it just speaks for itself. You know
It's
what I'm
timeless.
saying?
Like,
Timeless.
Miseducation Lauryn Hill is probably one of the greatest pieces of work, musical works. ever.
Timeless,
Yeah,
man.
for
Yeah.
sure. You mentioned it kind of being like a science project,
Yeah.
building a song, right? Much less building an album, where it's like even different kind of layers and ingredients that you're pouring into it, and working with the engineers, the just all the different tiers of a song, all the different people. What's the most not talked about like segment of creating a piece? That piece being a song, album, whatever you want to discuss.
Songwriting. I would say the actual songwriting process. I think people overestimate, what could be considered a great track because they're overthinking it. Great music is not always complex lyrics, right? It's not always being able to express it with 1,000 syllables. Some of the greatest songs in history aren't even words, But songwriting isn't just about writing the words. It's about also writing what people could say it's called top lining or top line writing, which is kind of like freestyling, but again, it's just you putting the rhythm of the words in first and then coming back and putting the words together. So you'll see rappers do it all the time, but songwriters and singers do it all the time too, where you know the beat is going and you'll just be in there. Yeah, I want to write it like that, right? So songwriting is always overlooked because I think a lot of artists that I've run into, you think you're just gonna go in there and write the words first, right? So if you don't
talk about this.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're not taking time to break down the emotions of the song first, you're gonna skip a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's fine. Since we have a musical artist here, you know, someone with who's musically inclined, there's been a lot of things happening in hot topics in the music industry.
Is wild.
They are acting up. Okay, every arena is being affected by 2022. I feel like. So I definitely want to hear your opinion on some of these. Let's start with, you know, I'm just gonna say it. You know, I don't like saying his name. It's kind of like Voldemort. Kanye West. Kanye.
Sorry,
West.
excuse me. I had a.
Or should I say the nigga who is currently inhabiting his body?
What the fuck is he doing?
Because, you know,
What's going on?
I went to the rest in peace Kanye. I mourned.
I've gone.
I mourned.
Let it
I
go.
was sad.
I'll let Kanye burn. I think
Me
one of these
too.
episodes possibly.
Me too. This new nigga's wild.
I have no idea. I'm from Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I have, growing up. Who's your favorite rapper? Oh, I don't know, Kanye and other people. You know,
Right, easy.
Until Kendrick was born, obviously.
And I
But anyway, but like, you know, seeing the trajectory and how he's even treated his own legacy, and I feel like he's kind of disrespected his own legacy. Like the rapper that, you know, up until a certain album, everybody's got their own album when they stop fucking with Kanye, right? But up until a certain album, you know, he was on, you know, some path, and then whatever he did before that is kind of like tainted. Not kind of, it's definitely tainted with the person that's come afterwards.
What was the last Kanye album you listened
to? After Yeezus. Before Donda. I haven't listened to Donda.
Okay, what about you?
God,
Donda the
I listen to
Godfather?
most of them. I was gonna say God is King.
Yeah, I didn't listen to that one.
Word, okay.
Was that before Donda?
Yeah.
Yeah. So God is King is the first one I didn't listen to.
And then he did also before that was Kids See Ghosts with Cudi. So
Didn't even know about that one.
See, that's how much I wasn't listening to him.
What about you? The last Kanye album you listened to?
I listen to all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I'm a fan to the nth degree. You know, like for him and his music, right?
Nth?
Yeah, man. Like
The nth is kind of high though.
it's fucking high.
I respect it.
It's fucking high. But I tell you that because again, bro, you gotta remember, I'm a Midwest child too, right? So I think Ye was probably the only person from the Midwest period I ever saw get to that point in their life. So seeing him now, I'm a grown up now, right? I get to see him growing up even more, what he's doing, maybe 10, 12 years ahead of me in my time frame as a married man, now going through a divorce and still having kids and all this other stuff. So like, you know, I appreciate a lot of stuff about what I see from him, which is like the transparency in his music still exists. He's never switched that up, right? But I think my bar for judging what I'm seeing, man, is like, it's just based on that alone, because it comes down to, can you separate the music and the man? And so how I feel about the music, I feel like Donda was forgettable. Like if we
I heard a lot of people say that.
it was forgettable. Production and the lyrics in some spots, incredible. But you're talking about the man who made slow jams, right? We're talking about the man who made, you know what I'm saying, like, we're talking about the guy who put Jesus Walks, but not even, those are his own, right? And to this day, he probably still would look at us and say, those accomplishments are better than the ones that I still look at. I'm saying, like, he wrote basically half of the Black Album, right? That's one of the best rap albums, not wrote lyrically, but production-wise. That's one of the best albums I ever heard in my life, to this day. And he looks over those kind of accomplishments, but still, the music, that's where I'm starting to judge you.
Go ahead, Warren.
As a fan, because I do think, you know, there's been a level of fandom that I feel like the fans are not holding him as accountable as they should. So I don't know if you guys heard recently, he dropped a music video
Yes.
Yeah.
Where in the video he
Don't SMH nth degree.
in the video he kidnaps Pete
Terrible.
Davidson.
Come on.
And then murders him
Yes.
in the video.
Yes.
Like very blatant.
Correct.
Thoughts? Where are we? What's going on?
So that was going to be my follow-up because I knew you had a question. But my thing is, at some point, I think the messenger matters.
The
The man matters,
Yes.
you know, and, you know, if he was this person 20 years ago, about 20 years ago when he first came out, I probably wouldn't have kept going, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, oh, that guy's kind of wild.
Right.
I don't like associating myself with certain kind of energies. And I feel like regardless of how
talented he is.
how elite his music is, his intent and whatever his intent is, his intent artistically does not mesh with where I want to listen to it and the vibe I want to be in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know what that song was about. I didn't hear the song.
Yeah, no, I didn't see the video. I just heard about it.
I heard about it also. And when I hear stuff like that in something, I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to listen to a song. Like, you're bringing your family business into this whole thing, which is, you know, everybody has all of our opinions about, you know, his marriage because it's so public.
Right.
And it's one of the most public relationships in history, in Earth history, right?
The only thing that would make it more public is a sex tape.
Right. Well,
And I'm waiting.
she's got one.
No, I mean with him.
Well, yeah, we don't want to see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kim,
I
release
don't
the
know
tape.
about that.
Kim, release it.
It's only gonna be Kanye in the video.
That's
all I'm saying.
No, remember he had the images where he like sent some pictures of himself, like, and he like talked about it on his song.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So it's out there.
Let me tell you, I haven't listened to a Kanye album since Jesus. I really love that album.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was fire.
It was just,
It was
just wow.
It was fire.
Just wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that made me really sad. But I really wanted to hear your opinion because I do think that currently where it's going, I don't think people are taking it as seriously as they should.
That's what I'm saying.
Because where we're at now, like Kanye, a lot of people are like, well, don't call the police. We don't want the law involved. Yeah, I feel y'all. You know, fuck the police.
Right.
And we know what they do to black people. But at some point,
That's a threat.
yeah,
bro.
at some point, we got to be like, hey, brother, that's not okay. What's going on?
And even like the erratic behavior, you know, we don't usually talk about Kanye on
We
this
don't.
podcast just because of
Purposely.
like this same kind of thing.
Right.
But like let's fast forward in the future into a possible universe where something dangerous happens to Kim or Pete or any of the kids
Right.
or sisters or Chris or whomever.
Chris, he just came for Chris, her man. He
Wow.
was like attacking him, saying that he was the devil and
You know
something.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, let's fast forward and we're after one of those tragic events. Everybody's like, oh man, that's crazy. I never would have saw this coming. Like, yes, we would have. You know what I mean? So I feel like a part of it is, you know, especially with how he plays with marketing sometimes. And he's like, oh, okay, I'm going to do some crazy stuff right before I drop this album. So that everybody be like, what is he thinking about?
Right.
You know?
Let me go listen.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are your thoughts, Jack?
Man, so specifically about the video, I think you're right. It crossed the line artistically. It wasn't art to me. Kathy Griffith, I think.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah,
With
did the
Donald
same
Trump.
thing, right? Lost her career.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I feel like it should be on the same level, like in terms of treated with that. And then, you know, having a conversation like, you know, with art in general, like if that's the way you're feeling, I think as an artist, I can understand that you want to record things that you're still angry about or that you feel a certain way about, but you don't release everything, right? There's not, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
you don't,
Can we edit that?
Yeah.
Let's take that out.
you don't release that. And so my thing is, my question is just all the time, like when I'm having these conversations, because I just literally recorded a song called Mr. Oh Yeah, and I'm doing that with my boy Muggy, rapper here in Atlanta too. And so it ended up being a huge conversation between everybody who heard it, because it's people that say, you know, I feel a little like you disrespecting him, you know what I'm saying? But then there are people who like, I'm glad somebody who's speaking on it, and my energy is just, you know, I want you to obviously get healthy, because I feel like you're not in a healthy spot, but I just needed to be reminded, like, yeah, he's doing a lot that's not right, but I just hope he make a decision to come back home, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, stop, you know, acting like black people are out against you, you know what I'm saying? That's
I
it.
think like even in that kind of rhetoric from him is kind of manipulative. You know what I mean? Because he's like, the people that are like on the edge, you're like, wait, people just kind of jumping on Kanye, y'all get off. So he's like calling up people. But Miss Neodie, I can't say I want him to come back because I think at this point, the things he's done is already, it's put him on a different trajectory than anything that we've seen in the past. So hopefully, at some point he the family, whatever they do, they figure it out and get some kind of resolve to get, be more stable.
For sure.
Speaking of trajectories, let's talk about Tory Lanez shooting bitches. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about trajectories.
Allegedly.
No, it happened.
I'm not so sure, sir.
Let me tell you something.
I am not so sure.
A lot of people aren't, but I believe you, Megan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to the hotties. So, we heard last year about this fiasco where allegedly Tory Lanez has shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot.
Yeah, there was a shooting with him and Megan and other people was also in the car. Yeah.
Allegedly.
There was a situation.
Alleged. I feel like alleged is like the word.
You gotta say it. You gotta say it.
Alleged. And so DJ Academics recently jumped into the conversation. I don't know if y'all remember him. He was the nigga that almost got beat up by the Migos.
Yeah.
He had reported that before that the trial had started and that there was no DNA evidence linking Tory Lanez to the gun.
Right.
When in actuality, then they had to pull that story because the trial didn't even start.
Yeah, they had pushed the date.
Yeah, they pushed the date, so there was never even an introduction of like DNA and da-da-da-da. And then Megan Thee Stallion, of course, was like, I don't know why you keep pushing the subject. Like, why don't y'all believe me? Then Tory Lanez jumped in like, yeah, I told y'all she was a liar. And I was like, and this is just me personally, when it comes to black men in the music industry and black women, supporting black women, believing black women, that's where I'm at. It's really messy, but DJ Academics for me is very problematic because he's the kind of a nigga that is afraid of niggas, but will jump on a woman, and I don't like that. I don't like it. DJ Academics, that ain't got nothing to do with you.
I think he's the one that was talking about Chrissy T.
Yeah, he talks about women often.
Right.
Often. And let me tell you, if he was gay, I would understand. Okay? Come out. If he was gay, I would get it,
Right.
These just, some cattiness. I get it.
Yeah.
But I really don't understand why people are so committed to destroying, like, don't believe Megan Thee Stallion. Like, this didn't happen. Like, this couldn't happen. When, Tory Lanez is a little problematic. This is not the first time that we've heard of stuff, like, where he's done things. Opinions. Where are we? What do you think? Do you believe her? Do you not believe her? Do you think it's a mess? Yeah.
So you started the conversation saying you were on the side of, believing black women,
yes.
and, et cetera. I'm just, whatever the truth is, whether it's whoever is the beholder of that truth,
right?
That's, okay, cool, let's go with that. I'm not saying she's not on the side of that. I'm not saying that he's not on the side of that. I obviously was not in the car. Do I believe her? I don't have a reason not to believe her. Do I believe him? I don't have a reason really to believe him. I don't, I'm not. It's like if someone says, "Hey, this person did a thing to me," then I'm like, okay, all right, cool. Like, that's what we're going with for now. Because outside of that, before that, there was no interaction.
Right.
So if this is new news, then it's like, okay, well, not guilty until proven innocent, but kind of like, okay, well, let's investigate this situation. So with that being said, Jag,
he's like, get it off of me.
Jag, what you got? Where you at with this?
So like full disclosure, man, I do stand with Megan. You know what I'm saying? Like my family from Houston.
Gang.
Also just being real. Tory not even American. Like he's
Canadian.
He's Canadian.
Yeah, Canadian as fuck. Yeah.
And he's the bad part.
You know what I'm saying?
What part? Like Vancouver?
The bad part.
Vancouver?
Like the dirty part of the Niagara Falls.
I don't
It's
even
not
know.
the good part.
French part.
Yeah, it's not the good part.
Yeah, it's French.
I just know, like, man, in this situation, I'm gonna stand with somebody who's on my team first, and then, you know, we go to court, we find out that she did something wrong, and we handle that as a family.
Yeah,
but,
that's true too. That's
you
new
know what I'm
information.
saying? Yeah.
Especially because
Yeah.
initially when it happened, she wasn't even trying to like involve police or any of that kind of stuff. Like she was not like
Yeah.
really even talking about it until Tory Lanez decided to try to smear her.
Which I was confused about. I mean, I really wouldn't. I mean, maybe it took her speaking because, you know, her family is not, her mom's not here, of course, and stuff. I think her dad not here as well. But, like, you know, so she had to speak with older people or some men first came to her and said, like, yo, we're gonna handle this. You're not just gonna be chill about it. I can understand, you know, because most women who are not about conflict probably trying to just move on with their business. It appears to me that's what she's been trying to do this whole time, is just move on with my business, trying to get paid, while I'm just being real. Tory, he's a complicated situation, man. Like, he's very talented. Like, if we sit here and being honest, he's so talented, that's why he hasn't disappeared yet.
No, that's true.
Like,
the chick's tape do be fired.
He's so talented. Like, the tapes he just put out while he was going through this stuff too, bro, and he didn't speak about none of it in terms of putting it on the tape and making it something to sell. So it's just like, when you look at that, like, and this is my comparison again, look at that, and look at how Ye make music,
Facts.
right? Ye talk about his trauma and bring on other people and making money off of it, while Tory's still doing this and just being an asshole. So it's like,
I just want people to get the same energy. The same way y'all
Yeah.
niggas be defending Kanye with this foolishness, defend Megan.
oh, for sure.
Believe it. No, because it's just not, it's not even similar. There's no comparison. Black women are not supported in the industry like they should be, especially female rappers.
So, if we could, you know, not go too far away from conversation, but kind of shift female rappers.
Yes.
You mentioned one I haven't heard of before. What's her name?
Dream Doll.
Dream Doll.
Yeah.
There's also there's another female rapper that came out with the Atlanta song.
On the run.
People were up
Shit,
on
Miss
about that.
Colorado.
Yeah.
You got Flo Milli. You got Nico
Cash
Otto,
Doll.
For sure.
Cash
Megan
Doll.
Stallion.
All these. I think you know. Yes, what you're saying is correct as far as how the industry or even the culture. The culture interacts with black women. That's probably what it is, right? But I'm also seeing like the rise in more support for the black female artists, even female artists coming out more.
Right. No, they are winning.
Yeah.
Like I was talking about this with some of my friends. I was like, to be honest, like the last couple like songs that I really listened to that were even like were in the rap genre were women, and they were fire. Especially because I just feel like a lot of like younger, like male rappers currently, like that may just not be my generation because I'm not a fan of like mumble rap for real. And then a lot of it, I'm like, it's not actually that good.
I don't know if people were still mumbling it.
No, or they be rapping so small. I'd be like what's the nigga name? Lil Baby. I think that's his name.
Lil Baby?
No, I don't dislike him. I just be like having to listen very intently. I'm like, what is he saying?
Yeah.
What did you say? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not, I remember Ludacris and DMX and like them niggas.
They say everything.
You know what I'm saying? Like I
It's very like
clear.
performative.
Clear.
Like before.
Right.
And
Even
now
the Yin Yang Twins, I understand better than these niggas.
Oh,
and that's
man, what a time.
That's
You're so old.
I'm like, what did you say? I want to like the song, but I can't hear it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So let me tell you, you know all the words. He whispered, I can hear you. Yeah.
He did.
So
yeah. I mean, I think the new generation is here. I'm trying to relate to. I understand how you feel. Like, I think the music I'm making, I'm trying to be more geared, like in the words of Adele, man. I'm making music for people who are in my age group anyway, so I'm not really worried or I even really see too much of what they're doing. I'm proud to see that, there is a new branch of hip hop. I hope it leads towards a hip hop that we all kind of believe in again,
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Like you had to know. Nah. So which comes first? I'm about to make this song, or man, this feeling happened. Let me make a song about it.
That's a good question. So it depends. Like with me, early on in my career, I wasn't making my own beats.
Right. That was my later on question.
Yeah. So I just recently, this last tape I did, probably half of the production was me. So at this pace, for me, the process is definitely different. I'm really inspired more about vibes, more about feelings and situations that will let me go explore music, pulling crates again, and exploring things I ain't heard before. So I like to hear different sounds first that I haven't heard before at this point, because I'm really trying, like I said, to work on music at a new level compared to some of the tapes that I've done even in the last 2 years while the pandemic was here. I feel like my growth as an artist was exponential from the beginning to the end.
For sure.
I say end, but where we are now.
Correct.
And so I got people sitting down with us going to certain sessions. Man, we've been working in Stankonia recently. Like we got some Tree Sounds sessions coming up. So speaking with the people who are in here, they're giving me new inspiration. New guidance. Like you want to challenge yourself, right? So that's where I'm at. So it's not even about feelings or what comes first. I am in a whole mindset now, like a whole setup that I'm working in. Yeah, like even with the last album, Jme did the intro. What I'm saying, working with me on the intro. Just coming in when I came in to work with you on that, I think what was crazy about that, we did that last of all the recordings.
Okay.
So the intro was done last, but that's because in my mind I knew exactly how it had to sound, even from when I was doing the material in the middle. So
how was my part?
if we being real, it's one of the highest streaming tracks on the album. Yeah.
Come on now, check us out, B. Come on now.
Jamie said the price is going up.
We being real. Yeah. We being real, man. We so shout out to everybody at New Molly Empire. We just crossed 650,000 streams in the last 2 years.
Boom.
We love to hear it.
Hey, congrats, man.
Appreciate
bro.
it. Appreciate
Proud
it.
of you.
Not one music video.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that on the calendar?
For sure.
Okay.
For sure, man. We got some talented people. Shout out to Lennox Ave. Shout out to Ryan, man. We got some people that started working with us on visuals. A shout out to Black as well, creative designer. I want to be very intentional, man. Like, I just recently, we're talking about it again, but I just recently watched, Kanye's documentary. It gave me more fire about the whole process. I think a lot of us felt that. And so I want to challenge myself. I don't want to just make music with that same pattern. You know what I'm saying? It's got to go with more intention on every level. So yeah, the video's coming though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I have a question since we're here.
We're here. We are here.
Since we're here, and once again we have Jaguar Provo.
Jaguar.
The Jaguar Provo.
What's up?
Go stream all his shit. Jaguar Provo. So you're a rapper.
Yeah.
Among many other things. Neo recently, who is a singer, he does not rap. He was recently under fire for talking about some of the explicit lyrics and content in rap music and how, yes, a lot of people want to put the accountability on the rappers, but also some of the accountability should be on women. He was like, if I'm calling you a bitch and a hoe and you like vibe into it, I'm going to keep calling you a bitch and a hoe. He said, that's on you. He said, it's not just on me. And a lot of people did not like that. Personally, I feel like it's kind of 50-50. Like, if I call you a bitch and you respond,
right?
You a bitch, maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you and guess what? You can be a bitch. If you
It's
want to
okay
be a hoe,
bitch,
you can be a hoe.
If you want to be a hoe,
You can be whatever you want to be.
Yeah.
We live in America,
Right.
not Canada like Tory Lanez. So I am just very curious as to hear you guys' opinions on one as a rapper, do you enjoy or do you like using explicit content, explicit lyrics, and do you feel some kind of ownership for the kind of music you make as far as how it comes across?
100%. 100%. I think my mom used to tell me all the time, the tongue has the power to speak life and death. So words, regardless of what language that you're speaking about, you got to talk about the power that you're putting into minds. I think about it all the time. Like, I'm very selective. Even, I think totally in my music, I've only used the word bitch 4 times. And I'm still very cautious about and remember specifically where I use them and in what context, because I think about my daughter growing up and having conversations with me about it. And then being able to express what was the actual artistic intent behind that. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have, for me, I'm, like I said, competing against certain people and not just talking about rappers who are making non-conscious music. I think you can make conscious music that still bumps, right? But people will make things that sell. So whose responsibility? my answer may be kind of off the wall, but my answer is everybody who works in the music industry. You're buying into a system that you don't benefit from. Right? So I run a record label. I work as an indie artist. My record label is set up that people we work with get to own basically everything that you do. So we run more like administrative fees instead of, working to own your stuff. So my feelings about being an artist are you need to be responsible for yourself and your business, right? Being an artist nowadays has two categories. Either you're gonna be an entrepreneur or you're gonna be somebody's employee.
Facts.
Right, so that's it.
And you I kind of want to touch on that a little bit more because, we're talking about your musical background, right? But that's not like you're obviously more than that. We're obviously more than the art that we create. But I'm really talking about also like your business acumen that you also put out, as far as your presence online and stuff like that, right?
Sure.
And you even, would give out, financial, I don't want to say tips, but just like things to know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and I know earlier on, back at Georgia Southern, like we mentioned, you used to do a little bit more managing than you did creating. So, can you mention about, how all those worlds collide to make you?
Yeah.
Does that question make sense? Okay.
Yeah, man. That's a great question. And honestly, so the story is, I still had the opportunity in a couple of ways to still work with majors and people who work at majors who are watching the campaign and the things that we do. But the goal is what I believe I grew up hearing other artists that I still look up to this point saying. Prince, Jay-Z, even learning from Mike's mistakes, what he did and did not own through his own stuff. So the business side, man, becomes a requirement for people who don't want to be taken advantage of, right?
Right, exactly.
But for me, it's more of like building this. When I started building this through the pandemic, I realized it ain't really for me right now. It's for anything I do in the future, especially my kids or family. So it has to be set up right. So yeah, I've worked in management. I still work in management, in terms of working as an executive for the label now, having to do whatever I got to do. And then still worried about the artists I work with, making sure they understand their rights, understand your creative rights. And you're not just talking about music. We're talking about, like I said, I work in a couple different ways, but like visual rights, the streaming royalties with your lyrics as well, being able to get your publishing points on the back end if you're an artist or creative or songwriter, whatever it is. There's so much money out here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like just being able to do that properly will change not only our kids or our family situations, it'll change how we get treated in music too. And right now we're employees. I think everybody knows that Spotify, Apple, the rest of the people, they don't pay us nothing, right? So that's why it's so important. Like I just feel like I got to be able to fight back.
Right.
Yeah.
Facts. Speaking of family, I know briefly you talked about being a hashtag girl dad. I was listening to the Southern Pines 3 album, Rory's song, and I just thought it was so dope that y'all were talking about saving the motherfucking fish. We gotta save the fish. The plastic is killing these niggas.
Yeah.
We gotta be more environmentally conscious. What has being a girl dad, how has that influenced your music, one? And what has that experience been like with everything going on? I always think about parents and what it must be like to raise a kid in this current environment. And so, yeah, what?
Man, so I'm trying to take ownership and responsibility as a grown up in this time of my life. And so, especially with music now, like I said, it's just so important, what you put into it. So, just taking ownership for the way that I've also treated women in the past, the way that I've also,
women in the past.
It's behind me.
Behind me.
Behind me.
How y'all doing?
Believe that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But just taking ownership, man. Having the opportunity to raise kids or just be around kids is a blessing because it gives you an opportunity to restart, right? You know, yes, my past may have to be what it is, but my kid reminds me every day, you know, you get a new chance to start something fresh. And so, like, that song, man, what's crazy about it is, like, Rory, that's my nickname for her, but Rory doesn't even, like, she didn't write anything down. She didn't memorize anything. She went in and just did that in one take. And so, you know, as another artist who's looking at her, I'm like, man, you know, that's amazing. I feel like she's going to be, you know, light years ahead of me. So it's an amazing feeling.
I love the improv.
Yeah.
So I think now is a good time to kind of shift to some of our, one of our, not segments, because we're not doing segments this season, right?
Okay.
What we're really doing is we're kind of going over just kind of what we're going through, what we're observing in the real time, you know. So as far as real news, this is what we're going to be talking about. This is stuff we're watching, whether it be movies, TV shows. You mentioned this documentary earlier.
Yeah.
This Kanye documentary. I don't want this to be a Kanye episode whatsoever. But a lot of people mention the Kanye documentary.
Yes.
So I feel like might as well just throw it out there to figure out, you know, what are people's thoughts about it or you know, your thoughts, because I didn't see it. I'm like on the fence because I feel like a part of it, having not seen it, transparency, is a little bit of not apologetic. You know, I've heard that the creators made it without his input a lot, but I still feel like I'm partial because I'm not sure if I want to allow that kind of that avenue to affect me as far as me thinking about, you know, Kanye in the moment. What are your thoughts having seen the documentary? How has it contributed to your thoughts as a creator, etc.?
So like for me, the documentary just it was definitely inspirational because of how it was put together. So I think whoever the creative team did a great job, regardless of whose input they had. But I do think it's a clear line between the person we're dealing with now and the person that you see during these years as the tapes we do have in that. It humanizes the experience, I think, more, right?
The experience
of his,
okay.
Right? Because this is a man that, like, you and I and the people in our age group, we grew up knowing him without cell phones and social media first, right? So there's a distinct mysteriousness between, you know, who you are. There's a shield. I used to find that about Will Smith all the time, and now I see Will Smith everywhere.
Right.
So the same distinction belongs to some people still who are considered celebrities. Jay-Z's not on social media, right? And that's intentional, I think, because he understands it creates that wall. So for me, it just, you know, the documentary is a recognized material that is like a chance for you to revisit your childhood, to feel sort of nostalgic about it. If you don't really have a strong tie to his musical production and what he's doing, I don't think it's going to be a situation where you want to get up and make a track either. But, you know, if you are a hustler for your dreams, if you are out here trying to do something, it is a clear indication and reminder like, yo, there is a way to be working for that. And there is a way to work without excuses, right? That's the thing I always loved about Kanye is like, yeah, he got all this stuff going on, but you ain't never found this man saying he couldn't work or making an excuse not to work on the next thing.
He's staying.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Speaking of real news, I don't know if you guys are DC fans, but I just saw the new Batman movie.
Oh, you saw it?
I went.
Where is it at?
I saw it
It's in the
Thursday.
movies?
It's in the theaters.
We're doing that back.
Oh.
We're back in the movies, in the theaters.
Yeah, man.
I've been back in the theaters.
No, I mean, I know we've been back, like, optional, but I didn't know, like, in order to see it, you gotta go to the theater.
When them trailers drop and they say in theaters only, they mean shit.
Alright.
Yeah, I went, first of all, the movie's 3 hours long. I didn't know that.
Okay, well.
Didn't know that going in.
Guess I'm not checking that out.
Didn't know that going in. What I will say
Why
is,
do we need a 3-hour another Batman movie?
What I will say
we know
is,
Batman.
You think you know Batman.
Get out of here.
This movie was really interesting because
Hand me
I
the
wanted
wine,
to hate it.
please.
Yes. I wanted to hate it.
He said he destroyed
You
my...
know I'm a Marvel kid. I love Marvel, Team Marvel. So I'd be ready to hate all things DC, especially their movies because they be trash typically. I liked it. And it did not feel like I was watching it for 3 hours. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Did it feel like you've seen it 9 times before?
No, because this Batman is a very young Batman. It's like the beginning of his career, we'll say.
Some might say Batman Begins.
Batman Begins. It was reminding me of a Batman that's like fresh, still dealing with like, you know, the loss of his parents, you know, happened when he was a kid, and trying to figure out what kind of hero he wants to be.
Okay.
Because this Batman, this nigga is literally, I'm vengeance, and I'm only trying to fuck up bad people. I'm not trying to save nobody.
So it's like Batman Beyond.
Yeah, he's like, if I happen to save you, that's a byproduct of me fucking these niggas up. They're like scenes where he was fucking niggas up, and then he would finish that, and then the person would be like, thank you. He'd be like, get the fuck out.
So more importantly in that movie, Zoe Kravitz.
Oh, Elite.
Elite,
The best Catwoman is Michelle Pfeiffer.
Okay.
Michelle Pfeiffer, in my opinion, is here.
Yeah, obviously.
And then I would say Eartha Kitt and Zoe Kravitz are kind of linear. Zoe Kravitz is great, and she's in the movie a lot.
Where's Halle on that Catwoman scale?
Well, she is not a DC Catwoman, so she's not on the scale.
True,
what are you talking about?
Her movie is not related to like the Catwoman.
In the DC universe,
She's not the Catwoman, not Catwoman?
She is some separate shit.
Yeah.
We're not, hold on.
They're not adopting it for the
It's not
universe.
canon?
Nah, man.
It's like that Hulk movie that nobody talks about. That shit is not part of the Marvel timeline. They do not address that shit. They be like, fuck that nigga. And Zoe was in the movie. It's really like a partnership too, which was different. Like Batman really don't have partners. Well, maybe Robin and Batgirl, but you don't really. They're not really. Right. She was in the movie like a lot. Their story was very intertwined. It's kind of like slick and dark romance. It's a drama. That's how I would describe it. It's not an action. It's a dramatic movie. Okay. It's very about like the interpersonal relationships between Batman and all these people. And it's about corrupt cops, which I really love that shit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
fuck the police.
Yeah, fuck them.
Except for the niggas I know. Hey,
except when I need y'all to come out.
Except for our win. Yeah, thank you. But yeah, no, it was cool, and I did not want to like it. So if you got 3 hours in you, check that shit out.
I usually don't.
I do not. Yeah. That's gonna be a 2-movie watch right there.
That's a 3-day watch.
But it didn't feel like watching that DC.
Man, in the middle of that movie,
yo, because that Justice League movie, that Zack Snyder cut, them 4 hours, that shit, I still haven't finished it.
Yeah.
Nah.
It didn't feel like that.
Man, that Zack Snyder cut was hard though.
It's good, but I haven't finished it.
Okay.
It was long. It
long. It feels like Titanic.
It was long. It was very long.
We're talking about movies, and I kind of want to zoom out to not any one specific movie, but I don't know if you guys have heard, but if you listen to the podcast, you would know World War III started. Russia has invaded Ukraine and has been attacking them since our last episode.
Oh my gosh.
But my question is around Netflix has pulled their services from Russia, and a lot of companies have pulled their services. I think
YouTube,
Facebook,
Google,
Twitter,
Facebook,
a lot of different online situations.
Sure.
And it seems like the world almost is kind of, it's like, oh man, Russia's
you wild,
right? You wild and stop. I'm curious as to to what avail, right? Because if Putin doesn't care about Netflix, right? Like he's not watching Netflix, on a daily. He's not Netflix and chilling.
He don't get none
with whomever.
That nigga ride horses and blow shit up.
Right. The people of Russia, and a lot of them are against the war, and they're suffering even more because of this whole situation. Now they ain't even got Netflix. I'm just curious what you guys' thoughts about private companies getting involved, getting involved in the affairs, right? Like the whole situation. Because on Tuesday I can watch Netflix. On Wednesday, because such and such happened, I can't watch Netflix as a Russian citizen. So
the private sector has always been important when it comes to any kind of like political, world, national, anything. When we think about COVID, like the private sector created the vaccine. They were in charge of like disseminating all of it.
That's true. You're right.
Private sector, it matters because people love that shit. If I can't watch my fucking Netflix, I too am going after Putin. Because nigga, I need to know how Love and Blind, how it ended. Did the niggas get married or not? Now I'm mad. You know what I'm saying? Also, fuck Russia.
Fuck Russia.
You can't even be gay over in Russia. Fuck Russia.
It's cold.
I'm sick of Russia.
Ain't got nothing going on over
You
there.
I'm not sure you're allowed to be black over there. Are you
You're
allowed to
not
be black
allowed to
in
do
Russia?
election in Russia.
Nah, you can't do that.
Right. 1.5
You can't
million.
be black in Ukraine.
Right.
Touchy. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
But bro, like 1.5 million Ukrainians have fled their homes. They not watching Netflix either. Fuck you.
You know who real mad about that?
Who?
Netflix, because they not getting that money no
Bruh.
more. Can you imagine
That
how
was hard
mad
for
they
them to
are?
do. That hurt them.
Yes. What they like, yo, what?
All right, hit the switch.
I think it's
Yeah.
essential. I think companies understand more now than ever that where you side politically matters because people are invested in that shit.
Yeah.
They want to know how you feel, who you siding with, what you talking about, so that they can make decisions on if they want to support you or not.
Yeah, fuck Putin.
So yeah, fuck them.
Fuck.
Elon Musk was like, let me move my satellite so Ukraine can have internet. That shit is
That's
powerful.
wild.
The power.
Elon Musk don't do nothing for nobody else.
Bruh. The power. So
Except go to Kanye's listening parties. I don't understand what's going on.
he did do that.
You saving internet, but you going to you know what?
To bring this all full circle,
This album better be
so
amazing, bro.
I believe the star of the new Batman movie went to a bar club situation with
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson. Yeah. He went to a bar club situation with Pete Davidson, and they played like Kanye for a lot of the event that they were there.
Wow.
And I thought that was like, that's how you beat him, because it's like, yeah, but you still something we just gonna hit play on. Like, what you gonna?
Petty.
Patty McGee, bro.
You gotta bring your own DJ Pete when you go places. You gotta bring your own people.
Hey man, but Pete going home to Kim, dog.
Oh, Pete
like-
I'm bothered.
He winning this whole.
It's
He
driving
finna go
Kanye
home,
crazy.
bruh.
That's what I'm saying.
He gonna roll a nice
can't-
joint when he get home, and then he gonna smack your wife ass. all
Dog,
night,
as
bro.
a funny person,
That's all I'm
myself,
saying,
That hurt
bro.
me.
You can't like they're just gonna keep playing with you, bro. Like he's just gonna keep looking you in your face, making jokes. Michael Che
Yeah.
making jokes about like this.
Also, you can't out petty a comedian.
You
Really?
You're
can't,
not
That's
going
what I'm
to
saying.
outtroll me.
You don't even have the resources.
You're not going to outtroll me.
Like the whole Pete Davidson's whole like
Personally.
identity has been I don't give a fuck about
I
y'all.
don't give a fuck about nothing. I don't give a
Barely
fuck.
give a fuck about himself.
He joke about his dead dad.
Yes,
Like,
bro.
He don't
why
care.
would he care about your feelings, Kanye?
You brought up a show earlier I wanted to go to because I've been watching that also. It just happened instantly. I'm gonna use that word.
It was impressive.
Love is Blind,
Bro.
season 2,
Wow,
Netflix.
wow.
Have you?
I have not.
Have you heard of it?
No, I don't even know.
You know anything about it? Okay,
I don't know.
I got you. That's why
Yeah.
you're here on the Audacity Podcast.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
only reason you're here.
You gotta educate me.
I got you, bro. This is what we do.
Appreciate you.
We're experts. So Love is Blind is a reality show on Netflix, and basically it gathers let's just say about 15 women, 15 guys. They are separated, different quarters, and they meet every so often, and kind of like blind dates, but they don't see each other. So they just converse with each other throughout the
They go into like these
time.
professional rooms with a wall.
Yep, little
They just
pods.
talk to each other.
Yeah, and basically, once they're ready to propose to each other, or once one is ready to propose to the other,
Word.
they do that, and then they.
Then you get
That's the only time
surprised.
you can meet.
That's
After
that's
you
the only way
propose.
you can get out and propose and to
Man.
see a person, see another.
So does that always end well?
I'm sure it doesn't.
The OG
We don't get to
couple-
see it though. That's
Season
what-
one.
No, but you do.
Oh, you do?
After they propose,
Yeah.
then they take them on like a little honeymoon. Then they get to meet the family, and then the final episode is like, They show up
You
at
wanna
the
say?
wedding,
Yeah.
and then you get to be like, nah, nigga, I'm not.
On second thought,
That's
yes,
the part I need to
it's
see right
wild.
there. Yeah,
It's
that's the
wild.
part.
The OG couple from season 1, they still doing big things.
Oh,
Cam
man.
and
she's an actress.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I saw her in a movie, something like Amazon Prime movie.
Gang. Let me tell you, they're making a nice check.
Yeah. So season 1, season 2. You've been watching it.
My roommate watches it, and I catch glimpses, but I'm caught up.
So this season has a lot less likable characters.
Yes.
People.
Monsters.
Yeah, basically.
No, let's call them characters to protect the people.
Also.
I hope they're playing.
Like,
I hope this is not really who you are.
You mean like bad people monsters?
They are bad.
Oh.
I mean, this shit, I'm like, this why you not, ain't no love.
Think about just like pettiness to the nth degree.
Oh, word.
Like somebody be like, oh man, I really like Shane, for example. Oh man, I really like Shane. I don't know, like hopefully he's not talking to anybody else.
Right.
And then another girl that's that's over to the left, she be like, Shane just took me on a date and asked me to be his girlfriend. I was like, oh my God.
But look, and let me tell you, that's light. These niggas are proposing to people and then going,
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna go talk to so and so because it could have been us. I know I proposed to her, but it could have been me and you. It's a nigga on there.
It's shady.
It's a nigga on there. He was like, yeah, we're gonna be together. He was like, I fucking hate her body. I hate the way she looks. I'm not attracted to her.
She's not even.
She reminds me of my aunt. And I was like, and they're saying this out loud to other people in the group, and they are right here.
Yeah.
This them. Fuck her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this shit is wild.
No, it was one time. Shane came in. He was in the room, and then the girl came after. I can't remember her name. He was like, "Oh shit, is that Shayna? Hey Shayna, I've been waiting to talk to you." She was like, "Oh my God, no, this is Molly or whatever her name is." And now that was like a whole awkward episode because
you ain't never seen them.
Because she was really looking forward to talking to Shane, so it was like a whole thing.
Damn,
but,
I gotta check this out.
It's just
it's raggedy.
It's that's what it is, right? It's good raggedy television
it's so good.
that we love to see. That's what we love about reality TV, right? That is raggedy. I'm kind of floored with the evolution of reality television from
real world.
Even the news, right?
The news.
The news.
That's definitely.
It can't be real.
Yeah.
Can't be. But real world, road rules, and even like how Netflix is like, all right, we can do reality TV too. And
they're doing it.
They are doing that shit, bro.
The niggas I'm talking to right now, if the shit don't work out, I'm gonna be on Love Is Blind season 3.
Yeah.
YOLO, why not? Nigga, at this point I don't have to
Just don't be a monster.
I will not be on. Remember the cameras are there. People get too comfortable, they forget. I'm gonna remember. I'm looking at the camera all the time.
They're looking at those opportunities after those cameras go off. If you're a monster, you're probably gonna be famous.
You might be.
Yeah,
you work that shit. Let me tell you, the Tinder swindler, he got a whole fucking
What?
contract.
Oh wow!
So I got an agent.
I'm about to say I saw him in a Bugatti, so I know something had to work out.
That. Was that like is that a reality show?
No, it's a real. It's a documentary.
Oh,
watch that,
John,
bro. You gotta watch it.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Listen, as a person who's been out the game from dating and stuff for like 7.5 years, I'm so confused how people just, falling into that type of trap on.
Because it's hard out here. As someone that's been
jungle.
dating, I've been dating for centuries. As long as you've been out, I've been out here.
Damn.
You've been in, I've been out. It's hard out here. Sometimes you get caught up. But no, these white women stupid.
Yeah, man.
A little bit.
Yeah.
No, they dumb.
Watch
Until
it.
when I was like, nigga was like, can I borrow $20,000? These niggas after me. She's like, I got you, baby.
Right.
That's not bitch. Where you get $20,000?
She said, I'm gonna take a loan out. I can't get.
These women have gone $100,000 of debt to save this man that was like playing them.
I think that was the most shocking part is how they kept going back to the banks and getting more loans in like a short amount of time. I was like, how the fuck you do that?
I know, because
Once I get one loan, I ain't going back for another year.
But if you get the loan, niggas can't be on the Tinder swindler.
That's what I'm saying.
They not gonna give us money.
They gonna give me nothing, bro.
Not getting approved.
That's what I'm saying.
He did not
This nigga
understand
get nobody, dog.
He was not.
They was like, I got 5 loans out. I was like, man, who looked at your shit and kept signing off another loan, dog?
They were like, what's her name? Karen. Here you go.
Oh my god, it was so much racism in
She's
that.
administrative assistant. Oh yeah, she good for it.
It was wild.
Wow.
Moving on.
Yep.
We have to do this segment. White shit. We got to do it.
That's a white shit.
Things that white people do. Because they're doing a lot. They're doing a lot. This white shit, this is what I want to talk about. Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson.
What is wrong with these?
A white bread ass name. Tucker Carlson. He asked for the LSAT scores of the new Supreme Court Justice nominee.
What?
He asked to see her LSAT scores.
Are you fucking
on
serious?
his show?
Yeah, bro. He said he still want it, bro.
He wants to see it. First of all, and this is how I know Tucker Carlson.
What?
The LSAT.
Kentucky?
Yeah.
Yes.
The LSAT, first of all, for those of you who don't know, which I'm sure you know because you're smart as fuck, it's an entry exam. It's literally just something you take to get into law school. It is honestly the easiest test you ever take in law school.
Oh, that's good.
It is the easiest thing you will ever do moving forward. And he wanted to see her scores. He did not ask to see Amy Coney Barrett's scores. They did not ask for Brett Kavanaugh's scores. No. But this black woman, well, I want to see her LSAT scores.
That's crazy.
I want to see the blah blah. This
That's
blah, blah.
crazy,
because
bro.
And he'll be the main nigga to be like, I'm not racist. Yeah, the fuck you are.
He's
You are fucking racist, and this is why people think you're racist because you're racist.
That's crazy. That's some white shit. And
No,
like
it was
even that thought process. Like she's obviously accomplished so much since she's taken the LSAT. Because that's so earlier, that's before her career even starts.
Before!
That's like taking the SATs.
Dog, she been a judge for 20 years.
Work. Yes.
She been a judge for 20 years.
And a federal one for 10.
Come on.
10.
So I'm very the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is one of my most heralded arms of the government, and I'm like always like, because that's where it all starts and stops. Whether it's rights for abortion, whether it's civil rights, whether it's prison reform and
integrating schools,
all this stuff
name it.
starts and stops at the Supreme Court. We're not really getting nothing done. We can like pass some laws, but at the end of the day, we're gonna raise it to the Supreme Court. And I already knew this. Since Joe Biden was like, I'm going to nominate a black woman. It's like, why you couldn't just nominate somebody? And
Get
not
those
saying,
votes. He wanted those votes. People
like
do that.
and I feel like even him saying I'm gonna nominate a black woman, I'm just only looking at black women. You're already stoking the Tucker Carlsons to get ready to be like, yo, let me see your LSATs. And you're like, hey guys, y'all might want to prepare. It's ridiculous.
But also, and this is no shade to Sonia Sotomayor, because we needed a Latin woman representation matters. Barack Obama didn't do it. And Clarence Thomas, raggedy ass, been in there. The only black person
problematic
ever elected to the Supreme Court.
Problematic.
The only one. A black woman should have been elected.
Problematic, bro.
He is.
That nigga's problematic.
He is. But that's the only black representation we've had since Thurgood Marshall. So all I'm saying is,
that's crazy.
Love Joe Biden, hate him.
Let's say that one more time. Clarence Thomas, Supreme Court Justice, is the only black representation we've had since Thurgood Marshall.
And he took Thurgood's seat.
Clarence Thomas.
He took Thurgood's seat.
He took his seat.
I didn't realize that.
It was a spin.
That's crazy.
It's rags. It's raggedy.
Trash. So, Jay,
I was gonna say Clarence Thomas is just a waste of space, yo.
To add to it, his wife was.
Whoa.
What the fuck she got going on?
She is caught up in that insurrection shit because she was flying people there, paying for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which we should talk about.
Yeah. I heard she.
What you mean?
Yeah. I heard she built the bombs that they didn't find out who allegedly. I found you can say anything with allegedly. I love it. Allegedly is powerful. If I can go to court, allegedly. You believe it? Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I allegedly am telling the truth. Let me tell you, it's amazing. It's some amazing shit. But yeah, shout out to this black woman. I hope the rest of the process is smooth and she go ahead and get up in there because we need it.
We need it, bro. Like, we need it more than we needed Kamala as vice president. And I ain't gonna say nothing else.
I ain't seen her. Yeah, I ain't seen her. What you talking about?
We got one.
We have a vice president right now.
I don't think so.
She black.
We have a black vice president.
Like blackish.
Oh my god.
He making
Come on,
shit
blackish.
up. He making shit
You
up.
lying.
I ain't seen her one time, Jamie. Okay.
You gotta check out BET before the State of the Union.
Bro,
she on there. BET State of the Union. Let's go.
Away.
Oh my
Kamala
God.
been locked away. And I don't know what the reason is, but I'm like, baby, you're not getting my support if you run again.
I got some other white shit.
What?
This nigga Biden asked me to go back to the office.
He did.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
No, I'm glad you brought it up.
Let's talk about that.
What?
I'm never doing that again. I'm never doing that again.
This nigga said,
no.
I want another insurrection. That's what I heard.
No. Did you hold up before we get there? How you want me to do that with these gas prices looking like that?
I can't even get there.
What you trying to do?
With the COVID still running rampant. Because let me tell you, think about it. Before this war started, we had 17 million variants. You know, nigga, there's been some new variants that we haven't heard about because of the war. It's a Russia variant out here. There's got to be a Ukraine variant. There's got to be a Kanye variant at this point. I'm telling you, it's
I ain't messing with it,
don't
man.
even know.
I ain't going to the office. I'll find me another job if I got to. Y'all playing with me.
Yes, I believe that people should go back to the office as soon as possible. It's the American way.
Buddy, you're not even gonna be here for like 9
He's not
years.
gonna be here, man.
Okay.
Let me tell you, that nigga worked remote, and that's what made me mad when he said it. That nigga don't even be in the White
He
House.
worked remote.
He worked remote, and that's what pissed me off. Let me tell you, what he's secretly trying to do is unite the country. Because all the remote workers, we're like under this banner.
Yeah.
We ain't going
Nah, I ain't
white,
going back
black,
to it.
Asian.
Ain't got time for it, brother.
I'm
The
here.
next president they want to win, they should run under that platform. I will not force you into
Yeah.
office.
You got my vote. You got my vote.
vote for
You got my
Stay
vote.
home,
Wait. Don't say that, man, because you know Trump gonna do.
And I will
Yeah.
vote for him. I said it, you heard it here.
Oh,
Let Trump say I'm forgetting student
Right.
loans,
Ooh.
and you ain't gotta go to work.
That's
nigga.
the thing. Hey, don't
I'm
let
gonna put on
Can
a
I
hat.
say?
Hey, don't
Can I
tell-
say something? Can I say something though?
Say what you gotta say.
It's controversial. Like I might vote for that motherfucker too.
You mean if you say that?
I
Or
just
you mean just in general?
dog. I can't really name nothing that Biden has done for me that's made my life
Right, because he
better.
ain't forgave none of my student loans personally. Because people keep saying he's forgiving student loans. I don't know about
Where?
that. You?
Where?
Check
Yours?
my balance.
Where?
I check my
Where?
balance.
They calling me. Right
That's what I'm
now.
about to say. They called me
They
earlier.
just called me.
I said I checked my balance. They checked me. They was like, "Yo, you good?" I was like,
All
"No."
I'm saying is, since he's gotten in office, yo, I'm trying to think of the things that I benefited from directly.
I can't say.
I wish I could, but I don't
can't
know.
say what's he done, what has he not done, because if Trump the only dude on the other side, I gotta look to see what's been going on.
But to play devil's advocate, I will say if Biden had the support that Trump did, a lot of his shit would be getting passed.
For sure.
Unfortunately,
That's not my problem.
we have two Democrats posing.
That's some bullshit.
They're Republicans posing as Democrats,
Right.
and they're not helping us.
They're
So
detrimental.
lump them niggas in too,
Yeah.
because it ain't just him.
Listen,
Yeah,
man,
I
this
know.
Biden talking about fund the police. You're gonna have to.
Oh, that shit
You
was-
lost me
that
with
was
that,
wild.
That
G.
was some wild shit.
Yeah, you
bro.
lost me
He
with
said,
that.
in my experience, I
Yeah.
said, nigga, you also voted for segregation.
You're also
Yeah,
white.
dog.
Very
You,
white. It's sad. But you know what? I'm sick of old white men in general.
Yeah.
So I'm voting for anybody that's not an old white man.
Yeah.
If you a young Asian woman, you got my vote.
Kamala gonna be there, man. I'm telling you, she gonna come out of the woodwork out of nowhere.
And you know what?
man.
And I'm gonna vote for her.
Kamala
Yeah.
gonna be where?
She gonna run for president.
I think she gonna run for
Next.
president, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Y'all not gonna sit here and tell me you didn't watch the State of the Union and act like Biden is on retirement mode right now.
Yeah, you're right. I did
Okay.
not watch
No,
the State of the
I
Union.
did
Okay.
not watch it either.
Okay,
You're
go back and
100%
watch the
right.
highlights and tell me.
The highlights of the state.
Nah, I'm
All I
trying
gotta
to
say
tell
is-
you.
So here's the thing. The only thing that was going, I'm not gonna say the only thing because I didn't see it, but it sounded like from my second earring, he was really just talking about Ukraine and Russia.
No, and remote work,
Remote
fund
work,
the police,
right.
and fuck black people.
Well, I was just gonna say,
Right, right.
you know, he has those moments again where his brain don't fucking work.
It don't.
Yeah, and it concerns me because you know you the president of the fucking United States.
Here's
So
what we gotta do, guys. We gotta get Barack back in the office.
Oh my God, we do, but Michelle won't
That's-
allow it.
how we gonna put Barack back? But we
Michelle won't allow
we
it.
mad about Putin running for 20 years.
But let me tell you,
Cause fuck him, bro.
there's a
Like,
difference. If he's black, it ain't whack. I'm with it. If he's black, it ain't
we
whack.
gonna
I'm with
make Barack king in this bitch.
Let's
King Barack.
And let me tell you, I will overturn it with him. If Barack say
I'm
meet
with
me
it.
at the Capitol, I'm gonna be
That's
there.
why we gotta get Kenjaji in there.
Oh my
so
God.
she can go ahead and
Yes.
switch the
We
rules.
slowly infiltrating.
Get an amendment up in that thing.
What y'all don't know is Biden is helping us secretly, covertly. We
You-
don't see
yeah.
it because he's saying shit that
Yeah.
don't make sense.
Yeah.
89 years old.
I'm about to say that's how he about to help us.
But honestly, if
He
you
better
tell
get the
us
hell out of the
everybody
way.
Steps, you be different too. You would be.
Listen.
All right, guys. I think
Oh, we're off the rails.
I think
Let's reel it back.
we're
reel it
back. Somebody listening to this is like, I wish they would end this episode.
Yeah, you're right.
real
I'm so
quick.
sorry.
But before we do end this episode,
Yes.
we got one more thing to talk about, and that is letting it burn.
I'm proud of you.
Warren didn't know I knew what it was.
I did not know.
But letting it burn, Jaguar, is when we kind of let something burn from our heart, you know, from deep within, or on the surface. It could have been happening today, whatever you want to do.
Word.
Something that you're just kind of getting out into the universe and letting it go
Word.
forever.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Great.
Let's do
Warren, you ready?
Yes.
It's-
You want me to go
Listen to
first?
you,
All right, I
absolutely.
got it. What I'm letting burn is, niggas, listen to me good. Listen. If you're texting somebody, me, your girl, whoever, if you're texting somebody and you ask me what I'm doing, and I tell you what I'm doing, and then I'm like, yo, blah, 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 what you doing? And you're like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And you, no, nigga, no, don't do that. I already told you what I was doing. If I'm like, good morning, how'd you sleep? And you're like, yeah, I slept well. And I'm like, cool. And then you're like, how'd you sleep? I'm like, good. And then I ask you something else and you go, how'd you sleep? What you doing? Don't do that. Like, you're not paying attention. I'm so sick of what you do in text. All the women that can hear my voice, they agree. Stop texting people what they're doing. Text me some interesting shit. Like a game.
Damn, bring me
Or
something
like,
new.
or like,
Right.
you know, don't ask me what I'm doing. Ask me if my gas tank gonna eat. Ask me if I need a bill paid. Ask me if I want to go out. Ask
Wow.
me some fun shit. What I'm doing, you know what I'm doing?
Bring something new.
Right, I'm trying to survive 2022.
I'm living. I'm delivered.
I'm sick of it. What am I doing? Are you not watching the news? I'm packing my go bag in case I gotta move to fucking Canada.
Real.
Because this nigga talking about fuck remote work and all this other shit. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, all right.
So what I'm letting burn is dumbass text,
All right.
especially the what you do in text.
That's real. Yeah, let that shit, let it burn. Let it burn.
Who wanna go next?
Jag, you ready?
I'll take it.
Talk to me.
I got a common one. I'm fucked up by these gas prices. Like, I just got I just got a car and take premium gas. Like, you know, this is my first premium gas car, so I've been real hurt. You know, I want to take it back. Okay, that's all. I just want to take it back.
I got diesel over here, bro.
I don't know why. What's going on with you?
You know they was gonna go to war? What you mean? I was supposed to know they're going to war.
Ain't you paying like $18 a gallon?
It's like $3,000 a gallon. I ain't went nowhere. I've been walking everywhere.
Let me tell you, I used to want to flex, but now
Ain't no reason.
I think I'm gonna keep my little unleaded.
My little humility.
My little unleaded.
I would too.
My humble gas.
My little economy.
Shit. I've been looking at that receipt from the dealership like it say 31 days. Okay. I think I'm gonna go back to them motherfucker right now. I'm gonna take it back to them. Yeah.
Okay. Jamie, what you got?
Man, it's so many things. There's so many things to let burn these days. So I got a funny story. It's gonna take like 2 minutes. Okay. So if you're listening, if you got somewhere to go ahead. I know. What I'm letting burn is inconsideration. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you the story of this inconsideration. All right. So I don't know if you guys follow me on Insta, etc. Then you may know that my neighbor's house caught on fire the other day. What's today? Monday? Yeah. Today's Monday. Their house caught on fire the other day, which was Saturday, the day of the party that I was going to. And it was like their carport situation. So that was a whole situation. Everybody, was fine. Some of the stuff was damaged. But fast forward the next day, yesterday, the day after the fire, me being myself, I'm just being myself, the normal day, So I'm like, oh man, it's a little chilly outside, like a little bit. I'm about to, go ahead and put these twigs and woods over here, and I'm gonna just go ahead and start a fire in my little fire pit. And then as the fire was going, I was like, yo, this is like a dope ass perfect fire. Like this is the most perfect fire I've ever made. But in that moment, I'm like, yo, this might be a little traumatizing, a little triggering. Like their windows across the street still open because they got smoke on the inside. I'm like,
oh man,
my bad. I was like trying to put the fire out real quick, but like I said, it was a perfect fire, so it wouldn't go out.
It won't go out. It's like I'm here, bitch.
Oh my god.
It was smoking more, and then I was like, what do I do? And then I looked for a fire extinguisher. I was like, oh, boom. Hit this fire extinguisher. I'm gonna go ahead and kill it because I feel like exponentially bad.
I wonder why when I pulled up your neighbors was me mugging. I wonder what it was.
Yeah.
Oh my god, man.
I hit the fire extinguisher, but if you never use the fire extinguisher, FYI, there's smoke out of that too. So it just added to it. So in that moment, but it did go out quicker. So
man.
But so I'm letting burn in consideration because I immediately was like, you know what, think.
That's so funny.
And I'm gonna go, reach out to them and see what kind of help they need. Because my house caught on fire when I was a kid, and shit can be crazy.
No, it can. And let me tell you, someone who set a house on fire, it's damaging.
Somebody who what?
What?
Yeah, so last but not least, we want to let it burn for this podcast. This podcast is lit.
This podcast.
I was like, damn, I thought I missed that.
Guys, thank y'all for joining another episode of the Audacity Podcast. Jaguar Provo, where can they find you? Where can the people
Hey
find
man,
you?
check me out Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Google me.
They need the name.
Jaguar Provo, man.
Oh, okay.
Every platform. Holla at your boy.
If you can't spell Jaguar, do better.
Yeah. For sure.
Jamie, where can they find you?
They can find me at Say Less Jme.
You can find me at Warren's World 18. You can find us, the Audacity Podcast, at the Audacity Jme and Warren on IG, the Audacity Podcast on Twitter, the Audacity Podcast on Facebook, the Audacity Podcast on YouTube. Hit us up. You can email us at the Audacity Jme and Warren at gmail.com. Most importantly, check out our website, the Audacity Jme and Warren.com.
Boom shakalaka. And with all that being said, until the future.